This episode is brought to you by my Fansly. Link in the link tree below. I'm in Salad and I saw Brazil. It is directed by Terry Gilliam and it's starring Jonathan Pryce and Kim Greist. This was a movie request by one of my $20 patrons. So if you want to request a movie, go to my patreon.com/ASEPresents. I didn't know what this movie was when I first saw it. I was like, oh, this looks very whimsical, because the cover art has a guy in free fall off of a side of a building with wings, and I'm like, ooh, nice. And the typography is like neon-y, and I was like, ah yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I'm so stoked. I'm gonna enjoy it. So the movie starts. We follow a guy. Who is this guy? Well, it's some guy in Brazil. He's working this job that kind of is It's very bureaucratic. He's one of the bureaucrats. He's part of the problem. But yeah, he's like, you know what? I don't really feel satisfied. And I keep dreaming of this girl. Who is this girl that I keep dreaming of? I don't want to dream of a girl. That seems like it would give me so much cooties to dream of a girl. But alas, he dreams of a girl. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna, exist. But then he finds... While existing, he finds a girl. He's like, oh my goodness, that girl looks exactly like the one that I found in the movie, there, over yonder. Who's that girl? I don't know where this girl's going, but I want to follow her. This guy's like on an ultimate quest to find this girl, right? And also what's happening while he's trying to find this girl is there's this dynamic duo. They're not like dynamic or duo by any chance, but Buttle and Tuttle. Buttle gets the butt of all this punishment, but it's actually Tuttle who is the terrorist. And the big machines, they're like, hey, Buttle is the guy who did the terrorism. Obviously, because the letter of his name is B and not T. So Tuttle gets away, and of course, this guy, his name's Sam, he's like, hey, I actually noticed what's going on. Something's wrong here. What is... Come here, paperwork. So he looks at the paperwork, he's trying to report this. Oh, hey, this is not good. This is not good at all. He tells, well... The girl also, the girl that he finds out in his dreams also is, trying to get justice for Buttle. But the girl, Buttle's the innocent one. But because she's trying to prove Buttle's innocence, she's marked as a terrorist, which is Tuttle. But Tuttle's the actual terrorist guy, but he's free. So... I guess, okay, the real punishment is questioning the system. That's actually what the punishment is here. I mean, this movie starts off with a bunch of stuff that's happening through bots. Botmen. They're controlling what's information's going here and what's information's going there. Stuff like that everywhere. And so... Now that they're officially terrorists and on the run, now they have to avoid the government. And so the government is very violent and destructive, in this movie anyway. They go kablow, bam, no nukes, but there's a lot of explosions, there's a lot of gunfire, there's a lot of, wow, I can't believe it stuff. There's a lot of that in there. And you know what else is also a lot in Brazil? The like and subscribe button. There's a lot of that. It hasn't blown up yet, so you should go smash them. Do it now. And I also just love where they're trying to get away from the government. And there's a point where there's like, okay, throughout the movie there's like a few like flashbacks where it's like him with his wings fighting like this big old monster guy. It's like a progressive battle throughout, and it's like, oh, I like this. This is really cool. And even cuts off his wing, or part of his wing, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's still cool. I like the whole, this whole side thing going on throughout the rest of the movie. But anyway, there's a moment where he finally catches up with her, because she's been kind of hard to, get. And she's like, hey, you're not gonna let me leave. And he's like, come on, just come on, let's go. She's driving this big old tank. And he's like, hey, you're going to get arrested if you don't listen to me. Sorry about touching you, by the way. That was no go on my part. But still, oh my goodness, please drive forward. Let's go. We got the entire bureaucracy against us. Because we're going against the system, there's just so many things going wrong for us. But it's built like that. It's built so you stay within the system. And you're also not supposed to acknowledge it either, or else you'll be looked into. So this actual solution is to just, kind of chill. Keep your head down. Know that you know the information. Keep that information in your ear. But then, don't actually act on it, or else you'll be noticed. Don't do that. Instead, be very smart. Be very smart. Don't be like Sam in this movie, who has to constantly evade explosions and death and such. So, that's all fun, handy-dandy, hunky-dory stuff. I also remember this one scene where it's really popped out to me. It's where like a couple of these guys and their suits get filled with, I'm gonna say gross human sewage? Yeah, sewage. The hazmat suits get filled with sewage, and it's disgusting. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm just, like, thinking about drowning in sewage. I mean, okay, drowning with just normal water is one thing. I mean, you get to experience the lack of oxygen either way. But one's a cleaner method, and one doesn't taste as disgusting. I'm assuming water doesn't taste bad, no matter if you're lacking oxygen or not. But human sewage? Ugh, I can't imagine how that would taste. That sounds disgusting. I don't like that. That image really stuck in my brain. It got stuck right in the noggin. And then, I also like this part where, Sam, he gets, because of all his, shenanigery, he gets taken away. He's taken locked up! And he's being, messed with. He's got a little brain probing going on. It's a whole situation that he has to deal with. And I really like the ending, because you see Sam breaking out with the girl. They have a nice, lovely day, nice, lovely night. But then all the shenanigans happen, and they can't do that anymore, which sucks. But that's still whatever. I guess it's whatever. It's okay. It's all right. All the paper, his paper. So what's on this paper? It must be very important, because he's dropping it all over the place. And you got ladies like, hey, you gotta clean up after yourself. What are you doing here, young man? What's wrong with you? And then, stuff happens where it actually isn't the end of it. It's not the end. he's still locked up and being tortured, and that's the end of the movie. And it's like, wow, I really like the commentary on all of it. Like, first of all, bots should not be the sole operator of whether a human is, guilty or not of something. I mean, bots don't know nuance. Let's be real. As an autistics don't barely get nuance. As an autistic person myself. And let alone a bot. I mean, this is hilarious. To think like a whole civilization could just survive just with bots alone? No, I don't think so. This ain't idiocracy. This ain't idiocracy over here. This is Brazil. And in Brazil, you know what happens? There's a big old bunch of explosions. There's a lot of destruction. It's like, oh boy, Brazil, how does your buildings stay? How did they not explode? In this movie, anyway. There's a lot of explosions. It seems like it's a terrifying place to live in this universe. But I also like, the characters of them all. Like, they're awkward little characters. And, they're good characters. They're good ones. They do the good deeds, such as survive in this world. That's a good trait. So yeah, I really enjoyed Brazil. It was a very touching story on how this guy who has wings finally found the girl with the wings he's trying to save. He's trying to save a damsel in distress. Yeah, that works. Words work. Anyway, I gotta give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. I mean, it was definitely fun to watch. There's a whole lot of dialogue scenes, and then placed with a bunch of explosions in between those scenes. And there's a few action scenes, but this is a pretty well-balanced movie. I quite enjoyed it. And if you like to see more content, go check out my link tree in the description below. You get all the links there to support me. Also includes my Fansly set too. Go check it out. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.